On your marks, get set, bake.
I love that.
Good flavor.
That I really like.
That is delicious.
Bakers, your time is up.
I want you to know in the produced version of this show, that little extra glitch, it gets hacked down a wee bit. But what's good, people? It's Krème. It's a Great British Bake Off podcast. I am your host, the Internet Stay 713, joined by the other host, Nick Jew. What's good, lady?
What's up?
I had a meeting today at work that kept going.
Ooh.
It's supposed to be a half hour, and by the end of it, it was an hour.
Ooh.
And the entire time, I'm just sitting there. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What
They
they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. And it was just. Y'all didn't know that new Kendrick is a bit life affirming, and it's like kind of what I need at this point of the year.
Anyway, the way that Solange came through for us in 2016 with A Seat at the Table, this is right on time.
Yeah, it's very good. If you have not listened to it, I don't think you would be listening to this show if you had not listened to it. Is what I'm going to say to you. I just feel like if you get down with us, you get down with him.
Maybe there's one or two of you, but probably
Sure.
not.
But, and if that is the case, we're telling you,
Go
change
listen
that.
to it.
Go listen to
Yeah.
GNX. It's kind of insane. It's the Semi-Finals. It's Patisserie week. And it's a good go. No intro. No, too real, too
Right.
strong to get you a little comedic situation. So I can't play you an intro this week. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But an exciting time. I like I said, this but so we've been telling you this whole time this is the greatest set of bakers we've ever seen. And guess what this semifinal was? Probably the most fire semifinal I've ever seen.
The challenges were extremely difficult, which they almost got them. Like, I think this was the 1 week that they were like, maybe we shot a little too far over for their skill level.
Appropriately challenging and some roles. Actually, no, nobody really fell off this week. Well, everybody fell off. We'll get there. But before we get there, you know what I'm saying, we usually hit you with a little news segment. We call that news segment Bakers Make the World Go Round. I'm going to play you a little bit, then I'm going to read you an article. It's lovely. Let's get to it. Bakers make the world go round. Homie Frank sent us this one last week, and I was like, cool, I got something for next week because I couldn't go. I know I couldn't go look for articles today because by now the final has played in Europe, and I don't need to know yet.
Yeah, don't do that.
Correct. This is from Food and Wine. Audrey Morgan on the byline. Prue Leith gives you permission to use store-bought shortcuts in her new cookbook. I didn't know Prue had a new book out. I was sick. American viewers might know Prue Leith best as an exacting yet encouraging judge on the Great British Bake Off, or a style icon with a penchant for colorful eyewear. Fuck with it. But at heart, Leith is a teacher. The Michelin-starred chef opened London's Leith's School of Food and Wine in 1975, then a culinary institute in her native South Africa in 1996. Her teaching background shines in her 12th book, Life's Too Short to Stuff a Mushroom. Hell yes!
I love it.
Which is as instructional as it is inspirational. She's also written 7 novels. What? This is why Prue all of them was in my girl Eliane's book.
Mm-hmm.
Makes perfect sense now. In addition to 80 recipes for breakfasts, appetizers, mains, and desserts, you'll find Prue's handy hacks with QR codes for accessing step-by-step online videos, clips of techniques like poaching an egg, and tricks like dicing an avocado with a cooling rack are accompanied by Lee's crisp and calm instructions. If she ever retires from Bake Off, Lee should consider a narrator gig on a meditation app. Very cool. The truth is that I've taught cooking all my life, and I've long since realized that you can teach better by showing than by speaking or by describing, Leith says. She gives the example of chopping an onion. By the time you've read the description, you've lost you've lost the will to live, and you certainly don't feel like chopping an onion. Hey, but if I can teach you to do it in a video, you'll be away because it's quite fun to do if your knife is sharp. Leith may have created a cookbook for the 21st century, but she wants you to enjoy its impressive but accessible recipes, like grilled lamb chops with an herb and toom salad. I don't know what toom is, y'all. Sorry. And cheddar twist using ready-made puff pastry offline. Offline? Why did it say that? Offline with loved ones. So many people miss the pleasure of putting food on their table for somebody else that they are proud of and they enjoy, she says. I mean, it's an absolute pleasure that nobody should miss. So I'd like unconfident or reluctant cooks to just give it a go. We chatted with Leith about her book, the dessert that convinced her to become a cook, and her dream dinner guest. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of questions. There you go. That's a perfect place for me to wrap that up. There's a bunch of Q&A right there that you should Q&A with Miss Prue Leith on, and the link to that will be in your notes. Very good. Let's get back. Sorry, I'm over here clicking everywhere, but let's get to the business at hand. And like I said, it is patisserie week, and we're gonna start off with some work.
With a bang.
Yeah.
Their signature challenge, their semi-final signature challenge is 2 batches of 8 laminated breakfast pastries. Laminated pastries can be any design, but at least one batch must be filled or topped. The judges are looking for a fantastic finish. After 1 hour, and overnight to prove, they have 3 hours.
When you're given, I think and also as I was writing notes, I think I discovered Dylan's situation. I think he probably saw +1 and mathed it out to like, oh, it's 2 hours. That +1 is 3. He didn't think 3 hours total. Yeah. So just a knucklehead, just wouldn't understand.
Young, not listening, didn't read. I deal with people every day at work that I'm like, I don't know how we do insert the thing that we do successfully because y'all can't read and
can't or refuse to.
It both.
Oh, see,
because sometimes I can see that they have read what I said and completely missed the point of what I said, and then other times I have to ask the same thing 3 and 4 times to people who make more money than I do, and I don't like that.
I feel so good that you say that because there's so many times I will write a message in Teams or something, and I'm like, I in my mind like, man, you are hyper specific here, and they still be like, huh? And I'm like, how? Where did huh come from? I've given you everything you need to understand my situation,
and so then I'm like, okay, it's too much. Let me, dummy it down. And even then, if there are 3 points, they will miss one.
It always ends up with me on a phone call. Almost every time. Like, let me say it to you. Maybe you'll get a better grasp of the situation. With my boss sometimes. So people above me in the line of fantastic finish or a hot Swede. It's a very solid Scandinavian joke. And I was very proud of my man for making it. I was like, good shit and all. Georgie's up top here. She's trying her hand at a coffee and hazelnut pinwheels and a chocolate pine Swiss. The pinwheels will have dalgona, which is a whipped coffee cream and hazelnuts, and the pan Swiss will be filled with chocolate. Pan Swiss or Viennoiserie. Yeah, your boy got it. I wrote it out for myself.
Okay.
It's a decadent French baked good made from yeast raised dough, similar to bread, or in this case, more like puff pastry, but with but with added ingredients. So eggs, butter, milk, cream, sugar, giving everything a richer, sweeter character. Examples that come in that heading, as I lose my place, brioche, and of course the humble Danish. So you kind of know what you're eating on. So just because she said, "Oh, it's pan Swiss, it's gonna be some wine," it's everything you ever eaten before, just
Right.
in a different shape. It's basically was pain au chocolat. So if you see one of those at the dang situation, that's what you got. Christian, rhubarb and saffron Danish, and a za'atar and Gruyere swirls. I'm just
Rhubarb, no. Alone, no.
all by itself, just out there, just like
But then I'm gonna put some heat on it, some strange heat on it. No.
I did not understand it. The Danish topic saffron roasted rhubarb, Gruyere cheese filled swirls flavored with za'atar. Za'atar is a Levantine culinary herb or family of herbs. It's also the name of a spice mixture that includes the herb, along with toasted sesame seeds, dried sumac, often salt, and other spices. As a
Now
family,
that, yes.
for sure. As a family of related Levantine herbs, it contains plants from the genre Oregonium or oregano, calamintha, basil thyme, and Saturja, which is a savory plant. They didn't give it no other title. The name Za'atar alone most properly applies to the Oregonium syricum, considered in biblical scholarship to be the Ezov of the Hebrew Bible. Often translated as hyssop, but distinct from modern Hyssopus officinalis. Man, I got y'all on fire this week. Used in Levantine cuisine, both the herb and the mixed spice are popular throughout the Mediterranean region of the Middle East.
Yeah, some herby cheese in a
Yes.
flaky crust. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
With an egg on the side of that bad boy?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Give me that.
Jill being the Jill that I love. Pan au sausage.
Now, at one point, I feel like I saw her using like a ground sausage. Like I thought I saw a moment with her like rolling some ground, it looked like pork sausage outside of a casing in some dough. And maybe I imagined that because I was like, wait, how did this become a whole hot lake?
For sure. She's also making banana and custard pastries. Applesauce, fennel, and sausage-filled rolls
Yes,
is the one.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, perfectly logical. Banana creme pat filled rolls, topped with brulee bananas.
I mean, I would text it.
Hey, you know the rules. But I
Right.
was like, okay, I see you, lady.
She was like, patisserie itself doesn't really lend itself to northern portions. So I think in her mind, she was like, I'm gonna do the best I can this week. Because Jill could bake. There's no doubt about Jill baking. And it's just her finishes sometimes. And that's what they talked to her about in the walk around.
Yeah. Dylan, hazelnut and cinnamon croissants. One is going to be filled with a hazelnut creme pat and dipped in chocolate. The other is going to be dusted with cinnamon and also filled with creme pat. Dylan thought he had 2 hours to do this and still didn't know how he was going to manage it. Then he finds out he has 3 hours. You'd think having that bit of knowledge would have made him, but no, he's a little young ADHD little just drifting
And he almost didn't make it.
Almost didn't make it, and got looked at real sideways when he explained what he was about to do. He's like, "Sir."
Paul was like, give me one unfilled. And I have never, in the time I've been watching this show, seen anything like that.
Like, bro, tuck one of them to the side. I needs to know something.
Because it is a baking challenge, and he does want to ultimately see the integrity of your bake. And if you filled it to the gills with cream, then really you don't have much to go off of.
I dig it. I think going forward, everybody should have to basically just do one dolo. Like, here, just try that bitch by itself. Take a plain one.
I don't even need to taste it. Let me open it up and see what it looks like.
Exactly. Let's judge our output this week. Georgie's up top. They like the color, but they've certainly been scorched. They taste lovely, beautifully crisp, a bit doughy in the middle because they were rushed. And even though they look done on the outside, in the inside, they've concertinaed up. Guess what I found out tonight? Concertina, we talked about it. We know what it means. It just means squished. No, a concertina is a goddamn musical instrument. It's a squeeze box. Accordion. Y'all know exactly what it is. I was like,
Yeah. So it wasn't like some technical baking term. He was just like, you done squished it up.
2 and 2 finally got put together in my head this day, people, as I wrote these notes. Not when I was even watching. I was like, because he said it
Like
all the
me
time.
with whatever revelation I had last week. With the banoffee pie.
It was banoffee. It was, yeah, banana and toffee. The pinwheels look delicious and
Yeah.
beautiful. Too high, though, once again. They have not laminated. The coffee flavor is good. And it just needed more time. Y'all remember when everybody was whipping up Dalgona during the pandemic? They see they was taking a... Okay, so they see it's coffee crystals. So you that's what Dalgona is, and that's what she used to make her little filling situation. I'm like,
Okay.
I'm glad to know you. I'm glad somebody figured out a use of that besides just drinking coffee. Like to be able to fill a pastry with it or put it on top of pastry. I'm like, yeah, that's smart. So I dig that. Jill, don't look too bad. Probably a little too much filling. As the meat cooks, the moisture kind of pushes it out because if you will, this is a spiral, and the spiral just kind of starts coming out. Some is what it was with this. They're like, it's a whole sausage in there, and that of course kind of delaminated the bake itself. The sausage is a bit thick, but Prue enjoys the flavor. It's a fennel sausage. So basically, if y'all wonder what the hell that thing tastes like, that's basically the sausage they put on pizzas. So you'll know exactly kind of what the flavor notes are they hitting on are. The banana ones also, of course, needed more proving. All taste good, just a bit tough and doughy. Christian.
Wait, before we move on.
Oh, go on. You know.
So I detected something from Jill during this judging, and I don't want to unfairly label it. But she was, everything Paul was telling her, she was like, like before he would even respond. And it didn't feel like I know I fucked up. It felt more of like a subtle defiance. And I was curious about where it was coming from, because even if you know you're going home this week, you are, and Jill's a great baker. She's been baking probably longer than some of those people in that tent been alive.
Yeah.
But you have the opportunity to have like the bread guy, like one of the world-renowned bread bakers, give you just tiny little tips about how to take your shit to the next level. And I felt the whole time she was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, I liked it, which I love.
Yeah.
I do not mean it as a diss, but I was like, this feels different for Jill.
I feel like Jill was really done.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know where I'm echoing.
I don't hear it. And my thing is not thinking right now.
Of course, I hear it. Stupid microphone.
No, I was just saying that my little hypothesis is not true.
There we go. So, where we at? Christian, they look really inviting. The Zatar and Gruyere ones look pretty good inside.
Either way, he like, whatever. That was so
twisted up the dough. The flavor is absolutely lovely. The Zatar level is delicious and not overpowering. Nearly there with the proving and baking as well. The saffron and rhubarb, a punchy rhubarb, really tart and rhubarby.
I mean,
I just like the turn of phrase rhubarby. It just made me giggle. Strong, out-of-the-box flavors that worked. And that's what they say they've come to expect from Christian. And I was like, dig that, man. Dylan, don't look as neat as expected. A bit of a mess, in fact. Well filled, but clearly hiding a multitude of sins. Paul cut open the requested plain one, and Dylan immediately recognized the issue. He's like, I can see it right there. And because he knew what it was. And it's all just underproving. Everybody, all four of them, underproved.
He's like, that's not fair. I'm like, baby.
He was a baby in that situation.
Another one. He's a world-renowned baker. Just listen to what the man is telling you. Sometimes Paul can be a hater. This was not one of those times.
Facts. Prue loves the cinnamon. Good and punchy, strong flavor. Lovely. because he piped filling in it while they were warm. Of course, the creme pad is sloppy and just comes right out and Prue's like, it tastes more like tahini than hazelnut. You don't want that.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Big yikes.
Paul doesn't like it. Paul doesn't like that he just piped filling inside of croissants.
Right.
Because basically it just destroys all the effort you put into laminating this damn dough.
Right.
You took all these hours to build up. And you just like, fuck it, squeeze some dough, some creme pad off it and just
make it all goopy and wet inside.
It was a smart plan for if you had 2 hours. It was a terrible plan for 3, and thus he did not pull off. But because everybody underbaked they shit,
Christian, this is the thing that I kept turning over in my mind because even Georgie was like, we all kind of had a bad signature challenge. I feel like minus them being like that was a lot of rhubarb. He didn't have issues with it.
All they said with the bake was almost there, but a little underproved. Just the same difference. So he is the least underproved, but still underproved. So that's why I'm kind of like, the lot of them were underproved this go round, and just
when they were doing the walk around with Dylan, they were like, we're really surprised at how simple you're doing. Which to me would have been like, call the production assistant and be like, run to the stove and give me about 4, 5, whatever, and figure it out. You have a whole hour that you weren't planning for.
It's like that's something that, and of course, due course, he will need to learn how to think on his feet.
Yeah.
He's just certainly not there yet. And that could haunt him tonight, or haunt him tonight. We'll find out. Because you got to be able to turn on the dime sometimes. Yeah. It's you again.
We're already done.
Yeah.
Okay, the technical challenge is set by Patisserie Paul. He advised them that they have to be really careful of the layers and extremely accurate. So the technical challenge is the exquisite French patisserie classic gâteau opera or opera cake. The opera cake should have 8 layers of Jacon sponge, coffee, crème albert, and a dark chocolate ganache. They have 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Layers of almond sponge cake, aka Jacon, soaked in coffee syrup, layered with ganache and coffee or Grand Marnier. Crème albert, aka French buttercream. Literally, just that's what those words mean. Crème albert is just buttercream. So it's just saying buttercream en français.
When I was doing my notes, I talk into the phone to do the notes, and it kept changing it to butter. I'm like, baby, no one asked for this level of sophistication.
You ain't gotta translate for me. Cover the whole thing in a nice shiny chocolate glaze. Its name originates from the layers resembling the levels of an opera house. According to La Rose Gastronomique, opera gâteau is an elaborate almond sponge cake with coffee and chocolate filling and icing. Traditionally, the word opera is also written on the top of the cake in chocolate glaze. Edible gold leaf is sometimes added to the presentation.
I've done opera cakes before for like a showstopper.
Yeah. But I feel like I've seen an opera cake with opera written out on top of it, and it had to be from this year because I wasn't watching nothing else that was going to talk about opera. You know the deal. Make the cake. It's really not much to it, and to watch Georgie just spiral for a little bit there, it was like, come on, lady, you gotta catch yourself and catch a vibe. But again, Big Sister Allison comes through, puts her hands on her shoulders, like, hey, baby, we got this. Let's catch up. We gotta relax, not get out of our own way, and get this done. You can do this, and she did it.
Allison was in that moment. I was like, I felt 2 ways about it because part of me was like, As a grown ass lady, like she don't need no mothering. It's a competition. But then when you think about what this competition is, it was very lovely that the humanity of her came out and was just like, hey, if you quit, you're gonna be so fucking mad.
Yeah.
But also, I think that we discovered Georgie's weakness, her kryptonite. When she is prepared, she is excellent. But when it was something that she didn't prepare for, because remember, she guessed the technical challenges like 80% of the time. She already had an idea of what they were going to be. And this one time, when it slipped outside of her control, she completely fell apart.
It was sad.
Very, very. And I'm glad she didn't walk. I'm glad Allison didn't let her walk.
It was like more like, girl, don't get that worked up. It's a skinny little, it's a jacon.
Right.
It cooked like that.
Mm-hmm.
Super easy to get done and get in and out. And so just kind of a deep breaths. And again, she got the jacon made and so forth and so on. She got everything on the table as she's supposed to. She met the brief.
Yeah.
But I guess we need to judge them now. So Jill's up top. Chocolate curls could have been curlier. That was giving. Because it was not good, y'all. The fact they were so sweet has been like, could have been curlier. It was like she threw some it was bad. It was bad. But nice, neat layers. Not a lot of coffee, but Prue's like, but I get the coffee. It's just not a lot of coffee. And Paul was like, I don't know. I don't get no coffee. Prue's like, no, my guy. I get the coffee. It's just not coffee in on your ass. That's all settled.
When they were tasting it, Jill made the ugliest faces, and then she was like, "Yeah, that's good."
They brought that up on the extra slice. They call it the least convincing of it's all right ever or whatever something like that. It was so,
like, that's fine.
oh my gosh, Georgie, the layers are a bit uneven. Not a lot of coffee. Y'all had to see these layers. So remember, these layers are supposed to be even. Imagine if, well, what, a centimeter too thick. I got a measuring situation around here. Hold on. Yes. yeah, easily. Just the skinniest little nothing to it. And but they like that layer right there is wild thick. That layer right there is dumb skinny.
Everything else,
Yeah, it was yeah. Dylan, very nice. Neat layers, looks very good. Take a bite of that bitch. Oh, that coffee. I'm like, whoa, baby. I guess that coffee is coffee. Chocolate's good. Really lovely. Christian, love the curls. Not quite in the middle. What a weird thing to fucking know. It's like, did they have them in the middle?
Nitpicking now.
Because Jill had them bitches spread all over the place. They weren't in the middle either. But very nice. The layers, though, once again, just like George before, all over the place. But you get the coffee. It's real nice. The curls are nice. They like the shine on top. But that chocolate layer was way thick. Again, like I said, just a couple of centimeters thick. You know what I'm saying? It's basically what you need. That top one, I'm not saying he had like half inch of chocolate. But he did have where they had to hit that bad boy with the knife. Just goofy. Mm-hmm. And it's so weird. So Christian, the best of the signatures. And so the best of the worst, if you want to look at it that way, but the best of the signatures. And then in this is like, no, baby.
Right.
Because 3rd out of 4 ain't great.
Great.
Yeah.
But technical challenge doesn't count until it does.
Until it does. In the ranking, Georgie, not quite enough coffee and the layers aren't even. Christian, coffee levels quite nice, but a little untidy. Jill, who, like I said, remember, like I said, Paul was like, I don't taste nothing. Prue tastes enough to get that lady come in the second. Mm-hmm. Only complaints, the girls weren't perfect and would have liked more coffee. Fair enough. Mm-hmm. Dylan, very neat. Coffee level spot on. Layers all equal. Boom. Right back. Dylan, right back in the race.
That's the thing about him though. Like he gonna stumble, but he gonna get back up.
He gonna correct himself. It's like watching Ohio State football this whole season. Just terrible in the first half. Just not terrible. Just not doing what they need to do the whole damn game. I need to see them play a game in the end. It would be Michigan. Everybody's like, this Michigan game this weekend because it's Michigan, of course.
That's very much your like civil war. Apparently, the two states don't really like each other, and I still don't understand. Every time I ask somebody, they just start rattling hatred. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's literally just football. It's
Yeah.
that. And I'm like, I guess I can be mad about it, but I was born in Michigan. I have no real super affinity toward it, but I was born there.
Right.
And I have no real super affinity toward Ohio State. I like football.
Right.
And that's the state's team. So it's like, yeah, they go in there. But somebody wrote an article that I read this morning. This has nothing to do with Bake Off, but I'm sharing this with my homegirl. It was like, even if Ohio State beats the shit out of Michigan, it's not going to do anything for their, the revenge is not going to be whatever, justified or sweet. I'm like, fuck out of here. What are you trying to tell me? Guess what? We play football and
Right.
they don't beat us 3 straight at this point, which is wild because it's not normally how this goes. So we've lost them 3 years straight now. This year, when they are terrible, bad coaching, not a great team, yes, this is the year to put a mud hole in their ass. What are you talking about?
There's an Ohio sports bar that is owned by a mutual of someone I know, and this would be like the perfect game to go hop in as somebody who doesn't care about either side.
I'm telling you, I believe we planned it at high noon, so check that out Saturday if you are so inclined. Oh shit, it's back to you. See, I was already done anyway.
Yeah, Showstopper. The judges would like them to create an exquisite display of 12 fruit-shaped entremets. Each of their entremets should be decorated to look like their chosen fruits. They have 4 hours and 30 minutes.
4.5 hours seems like so much time. Seems like too much time, but we'll work it out, y'all.
They also said it needed to taste like the fruit. They said that later, which was something I missed the first time because I was like, now why would you make an avocado that tastes like avocado? But then I heard the brief again.
Nick, were you show stopped?
Yeah, I mean, I will say when we get to the judging, I have one very big gripe, but for the most part, I have two. One big gripe, one slightly less petty gripe, but otherwise, yeah.
Straight up the best showstopper I've ever seen.
Really, I still am partial to that one bread week where somebody made a big ass lion.
Hey,
that's the measuring stick by which I measure all showstoppers.
What it is with that one is the lion was dope, but not everybody else's shit was dope. In this one,
Yeah.
especially because it's semi-final, everybody just came through lights out.
That hyper realistic week was pretty dope too. There was maybe like 2, 3 that wasn't great, but yeah.
Whereas this one, because it's only these 4 who at this point are the best of the best.
Mm-hmm.
They really showed out. They showed why they are here at this point in the show.
I was really proud of Jill.
Same. I got some about that too though. Pick your own car keys. Strawberry shaped entremets, piped buttercream basket, surrounded by these mirror glazed strawberries that are themselves a mixture of mascarpone mousse with white chocolate, with a little bit of strawberry and mint gel in there, sitting on top of this lemon shortbread disc and or keys. See how delicate everything about that sounds? That's how far this woman has come as a baker in these weeks. Just no, I don't think she would have ever thought to have made anything like this. In fact, she was like, I've never eaten an entremet. Right. I don't know, whatever. But she goes, I practice, but so we gonna get this in. I'm like, let's go, girl.
She's funny. I could tell she's just a real hoot of a lady. She was like, my husband talked about all the innuendo with the pick your keys, and I'm like, oh, a key party. I've been to a key party, Jill. I'm
like, Jill ain't that old.
No,
so I'm like, Jill, you wild. And your husband wild too, so. Georgie's going for a market box fruits. Entremets are going to be Welsh whiskey soaked chocolate cake with blackberry confit and creme pat, blackberry shaped. These are gonna be blackberry shaped entrees, of course. I guess if I tell you the fruit, trust me, it's supposed to look like that fruit. Okay, nobody made a lemon that tastes like a watermelon. All right, so although man, just saying that could be kind of fun.
That would be very fun. It looks
yeah.
like something that tastes like something else.
Yeah, the snozberries taste like snozberries. Lemon shaped entremets are going to be flavored with a limoncello mousse. They're going to have a lime curd inside of them, a pistachio and a pistachio shortbread, all in this basket from chocolate that we watch her weave a basket.
Incredible. Here she go with the alcohol again too. Georgie, baby, you all right?
She's like, I know they like alcohol, and she walks off, and I'm like, where are you walking to? I really want to know where she was headed. Is there a fridge back there? Was the bathrooms back there? I'm like, where are you going?
To get a drink.
I needed to know. Dylan, y'all, I will probably edit into the video version of the show some images of everybody's work here, but also Dylan's in particular because dumb.
There was something about having a little shoe bun in the middle of all that wet cake that kind of terrified me a little bit, but yeah.
I hear you. Avocado and orange entremets. The avocado entremets will have a shoe bun itself, which is coated in caramel, which keeps it from getting wet. Basically, it's safe. But in there is a lime and dark chocolate ganache. So all that's going to be your you got to imagine your avocado pit. Itself surrounded by an avocado mousse that's got pistachio and white chocolate in it. Yes. Mm-hmm. The orange entremets are orange and white chocolate whipped ganache with a Genoa sponge soaked in an orange liqueur with an orange jam situation going on. Both of these are going to be dipped in cocoa butter and sprayed with a neutral glaze to give them a shiny waxed fruit effect. And they'll all be sitting in a nougatine box. If you remember nougatine, it's just peanut brittle with almonds. The fact he went back to nougatine, I was concerned that Paul was going to be whatever about it, but he was like, no, man, that nougatine, it works. I'm like, it does work. I'm glad. Christian, Sorrento citrus entremets. Lemon-shaped entremets that are filled with bergamot lemon mousse with a thin layer of basil gel, forgive me, as they say yonder, with a pistachio dacquois at the bottom. He's also making these apple-shaped joints, which is they're filled with an apple mousse and a sour apple and orange liqueur compote that also will sit on top of some pistachio dacquois. All surrounding a lemon biscuit tree with lemon meringue pipe leaves, which is too much and not what they wanted, and they didn't even eat that shit. Now I'm sure the crew had a good time with it later, but it was not a part of what they asked for, and so you didn't even get. Usually you'll see Paul kind of break off a little cookie cake. Like, nah, it was just.
But he wasn't pressed for time. It wasn't a rush. It didn't take away from his final bake, so why not?
It is his organization that would not. I wouldn't be surprised if he won based off of that. He comes through with his spreadsheets every week, color coded, knows his time, has it locked. The man knows what he's doing. It has to be respected. That's every, man. When you're down to 4 people, it goes quick.
Right. So here's my beef. Nougatine again, friend.
I said the same thing. I really thought Paul was gonna be pissy about it too.
And it was so underwhelming. Like the fact that his entremets were exquisite. Like even the fact that he got the little sheen on the avocado to where it looked kind of wet and the orange looked kind of fuzzy. Like hell yeah. Like it was an incredible piece of work. But nougatine again in a little fence. It's not.
I was like, you went back there, and I mean it does look like a box and so forth and so on. But when you see this buttercream pipe basket that Jill did, you see this woven chocolate basket that Georgie made. I actually feel like both gentlemen came off a little like, yeah, you made that tree lovely, good job. I don't know if it really met the brief, in my opinion. That they wanted a container, right?
Yeah, but I think that like. At least it looked like something.
Sure. I mean, to me, this one looked like a fruit box. I've seen crates of fruit. I go to the market, I see that shit, so it all makes sense to me.
It didn't look like that to me. It looked like an afterthought. Like when he first put it down before they zoomed in on the detail of it, I was like, for real? Because Dylan is he'll tell you he's not like the fancy decorator dude, but he gonna give you something with some like geometry to it, or it'll be something you've never seen before. But it was just like it felt like an afterthought.
I think, I believe it was. I think his focus was the fruit situation, and that was like, oh, I can throw a box together with nothing to it, and he did.
Like this man put a concrete finish on something.
On a cake box, although they said it looked like aluminium, so can't call it.
Yeah, but this felt. Oh,
Well, let's judge it and see what the judges have to say. Jill's up top. They like the strawberry. The mint works. Little exquisite balls of strawberry. Prue said she would happily sit there and gobble them all up. Well done. What I would have wanted Jill to have done. A little white chocolate, dye that shit yellow, just a little bright yellow. You know how C's look. And take a toothpick
and dot
them strawberries.
Yeah.
Not saying she had to do it. I'm saying it would have just been that. The chocolate covered ones that she made. Everything about it was just fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot fathom how good. Like I said, how she came so far. Like I said, just
hats off to her.
Dylan.
Jill bakes her ass off. She's just not like what they want as far as finishes. Because I would go over Jill house and eat absolutely everything that came out of her oven, no questions asked.
Yeah. Assuming it's not no cats walking around on their counters.
Right. I would have a couple questions.
Dylan, the nougatine works so well as a basket. They look like glistening, just picked fruits. As they slice open the avocado, Prue giggles. Look at that. Christian from across the tent is like, wow. And Dylan's like, oh shit, cheers, my man. Thank you.
Cheers.
So realistic to the eye that you worry that you may have eaten some avocado skin. I love when they say skin instead of like peel. So delicate. The pistachio is fascinating and works beautifully, as Paul says he's never had anything like it. Prue thinks pistachio goes so well with the chocolate, it's a little work of art. So that's one. On to the orange. They love it as well. The bitterness of the marmalade with the sweetness of the mousse. It's one thing being able to produce an entremet with the ideal of a fruit, but to make it look like the fruit, very clever. Well done.
I had something like that in Philly at this Asian bakery. If I can find the picture, I'll send it to you, but it looks exactly like an orange, and then you cut into it, and it is cake.
Dig. Christian, staggeringly beautiful.
Baby. I thought that they were gorgeous, and I loved the tree, but I'm back.
Vibrant yellow for the lemon, classic sour apple green that by chance matches Prue's outfit perfectly.
Her necklace.
They all were shocked by it. They all was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's a work of art, and it's a work of art and is exceptional. The Daquan basil jelly work beautifully with the little crunch. The lemon / bergamot come through. Created something really elegant. The mousse has a real good apple flavor that works well with the Daquan. Hasn't put a foot wrong. Well done.
That's how you stay true to yourself. He did his like odd flavor combinations, and it was perfect. I was so happy for him.
Yeah. Georgie looks wonderful. Impressed with the basket. Love the finish on the lemon. Beautiful, smooth mousse that contrasts so well with the confit blackberries. They have a nice sharpness that works with the alcohol kick of the whiskey and the chocolate cake there. Paul bites some of this lemon. Paul, you get like from Prue. And you get a yes, Georgie from Paul, and I'm like, yeah, girl, delicious. Nice and light. The shortbread works well. The proportions are just right. A delicious thing to eat. Nobody messed up in this showstopper, y'all.
Yeah, no.
Everybody came through, met the brief in full, with the exception of Dylan, who left out one orange. Do you think that was what cost him Star Baker?
No.
Okay.
No. And also Georgie, in contrast, gave us a fantastic basket. Like, how do you award a winner to the comparison? clearly Georgie wasn't gonna win the Showstopper challenge because they loved Christian so much. My other very petty thing is how ginormous the blackberries were. I just wish she would have picked a fruit that was to scale.
Do you
Like,
remember it was like plastic things that were shaped like fruit that had powder in them?
mhm,
That's where my mind went with those. I was like, oh, she made them candy blackberries.
this shit was huge.
Yeah. Another fruit probably would have been the smart call, I guess, at that size. But they did look cool. And I guess
Yeah,
that's the vibe of Entremets. Make them, hey, look at that. It's blackberries. Probably going to taste like blackberries. So,
right, right,
yeah.
right. I think that like Dylan tanked in the first challenge. Like, there's no way he was getting Star Baker this week based off of
True.
that.
Because
Because it's okay if he was like middling in the
Yeah.
signature, but he was
dead last. Yeah. So that is true. That is absolutely true. So, man, but them shits, bro, them avocados was wild to see. I was like,
everything.
man, like, I hate it. I hate to say that it's his to lose, but it does feel like it's his to lose.
Salutes.
And
I would say so.
yeah. And everybody's like, so they, of course, I watched the extra slice and they were talking about it. He's like, oh yeah, we all think Dylan's gonna win, but everybody was like, but I want George to win. I want Christian to win. I want. So it just was like, I get it. He's so good at what he does that it kind of you kind of it's like the after a while the Warriors, the Patriots, people who win so much, you all of a sudden you start judging them a little more harshly.
Yeah.
It's like,
My fave been gone, so I really don't care who wins.
Vanessa sent me one of her TikToks the other day. I don't know what she was making, but she was just having a good time making it. She was making some kind of Slovakian milk bread situation. I don't know, but either way, love me some Nelly. Okay.
Yep.
Your star baker this week is indeed Christian. Finally, no longer brought
Yay. Yay.
Unfortunately, man, sent home
Yeah.
is the homie Jill, and I'm telling you, I understand it. I'm just not happy about it.
I think this was one of those cases where she did not get sent home for her performance this week. I think it wouldn't make sense to push her through over Georgie.
Yeah, who probably would have been the only other one I could have argued should have went home because she really had a really shit technical, but shit compared to what everybody else did. You know what I'm saying? So not the worst. But it's the final next time, y'all. We will discuss who is the winner of this, one of the greatest seasons of this show I've ever watched. So I'm very excited for that. And that's on the all vibes. And what time is it? It's kind of shit. It's wild early, boy. I might have to watch that tonight. But Vanessa just told me she want to watch Cody Brown, so I might be watching
The downfall of Cody Brown.
some Sister Wives. Man, he is really just a. Anyway,
He's a gigantic man, baby, and I am very happy that life has turned a mirror on him. He won't take no accountability for it, though.
not it. Still, just the worst. But he like a lot of dudes in that regard. So
He was never man enough for 4 wives.
barely for the one he got now.
Right.
So, but I don't like her either. So, but I don't know. I
People
maybe,
don't like Robin. I'm agnostic about Robin. I just think that Cody always only wanted Robin, and Robin wanted the family. So now she looking like Boo Boo the Fool, and he got what he wanted.
yeah. Don't like that man.
At all.
You know what it is, y'all. So please rate, review, subscribe, and share the show wherever possible. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to this YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? Help us grow that part of the platform. Give us a 5 stars over on Spotify, and consider giving us a review over on Apple Podcasts. All these things help the cause. We are doing well. The numbers are doing okay.
Good.
People listen to us. People watch us. It's like I'm like, okay, good, a little bit of everything. Not saying it's huge numbers, because we can always grow more, but it's good to see. And it makes you feel good. I'm like, okay, we out here. So thank you for that, and thank you for support. If you want to hit us up, it's podcast It stays crunchy in milk, or 216-264-6311. That's 216-264-6311. You can message that, or you can voicemail that. We'd certainly love to hear from you, and hear from you we have, of course, Mr. Big Baby Frank. Frank wrote this probably the moment this episode went off in the UK. I promise you. Thursday. Okay, so 2 days later, but still. Just saying. All right, come on, mailbox being weird. I'm actually blaming my mouse, I think. I feel like my mouse is clicking in a weird way. But I ordered a new one because Amazon had one on sale.
It sounds like it's sticking, kind of.
Yeah, and it's just jumping in a weird way. Oh,
you already ordered one? Because I got a silent mouse.
Yeah. Amazon had a real nice one on sale, so I went. It was like $10. So I just went ahead and ordered it. All right, so this is actually a more shade from Dame Prue is what this says, and it seems like a video. So let me see if I can pull this video up. Oh no. Oh yeah, they do have the video, but it first comes with an ad. So they bleeped her. They bleeped her face. Whatever she said got her a beep.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm trying to wait. There's a commercial before this that I'm trying to wait till it ends so I can just give you some volume on a. Oh no! What the hell? All right, hold on, people. The video is being goofy. So we got to put that in a better browser. For the record, I do all the shows business in Edge, Microsoft's browser.
That's what we use for work, so I don't use it for personal stuff.
I do all my personal stuff in Firefox, which is a much more secure situation. I don't fuck with Chrome, especially because they got rid of ad blocking.
Oh, I just use a extension.
Oh, see, oh, she was on Kelly and whatever, live with Kelly and Mark. And see, on this one, the video don't even exist. So of course, probably because of the ad blocker. So now I gotta jump back over here, paste and go. Sorry, y'all. I just want y'all to hear the video my man sent me. All right. Again, we have a 15-second ad that plays beforehand. I'm not gonna make you suffer it.
For Frank, it is worth it.
It always is. I expect it to be something goofy, especially because I didn't realize she kicked it with Kelly and Mark. All right.
How does King Charles take his tea?
I should think he probably likes it, what...
A little milk?
What my husband would call it. Oh, perhaps I can't say this.
No, you can say whatever you want.
It is hippie.
I love it.
All right. Wow,
hippie shit?
Hippie shit. That hippie shit is how King Charles takes his tea, apparently.
What that mean, Prue?
For real. There's actually an article attached to it. The Great British Bake Off star Dame Prue just served a piping description of King Charles' tea preference that ended up being too hot for morning TV. Amid a cozy cooking segment on Thursday mornings live with Kelly and Mark, watch the video above, the 84-year-old comically recalled a moment she flubbed the late Queen Elizabeth's tea order while previously serving the British royal, prompting Kelly Ripa to inquire about how other members of the family preferred their cups. How does King Charles take his tea? Ripa asked, to which Leith responded, I think he probably likes it, what my husband would call, perhaps I can't say this on morning television. Ripa urges her to say whatever you want on the air. Leith hilariously obliges. Hippie shit, she appeared to say while a pink oval popped over her mouth to obscure her lips. Love that, Ripa said as the audience laughed. Yeah, I love that too, Mark Consuelos added. Prue, I'll tell you one thing, you are an American treasure. Let me tell you that. Ripa observed while Leith said she wanted to further explain her answer. Let me just explain, she said. I really don't know what used to be Prince Charles, now King Charles, likes in his tea. But he's very green and very concerned about the environment. So perhaps he'd like a chamomile tea or one of those hippie teas.
Chamomile is hippie tea? What kind of... So they just drink like
black. It's black.
Black?
It's either...
No white?
It's PG Tips or it's... what is the other one? Lion, I think? Or something like that? Yeah. And ask any English person you know. They so sincere about which one they drink.
I mean, I had tea in like a person's home, and I mean, I didn't recall. It was delicious.
Vanessa, regularly asks me to make her tea, and I make it tea with milk, not
Yeah, she
UK
asked me if I
style.
wanted milk. I was like, no. My friend was like, don't do that over here. I need to make a cultural faux pas in your home.
So, but she always she likes berries, which is an Irish brand.
Mm.
And so I'm telling you, every time I make it, it is more than half milk. And in fact, I heat the milk up with the tea bag in it, so it's like a tea infused milk, and then just enough water that I pour over the tea bag to get you a good like little coffee brown. And every time with about a teaspoon of honey in it. And every time I've never, I mean, and she's my lady, she loves me and all that, but she always like, oh my God, is this a perfect cup of tea? How do you do it? I'm like, because it's mostly just milk, baby. It's so
Her
very little
basic
tea.
milk made my stomach just now do the get low beat.
Just imagine a cup of coffee, just with cream in it. That's all it is.
But coffee don't taste like herbs, friend.
I mean, neither is berries. Berries is just straight up black tea, so that's it. But
Yeah, I could
yeah.
see that. I've definitely tried a little milk in my tea before. I didn't hate it.
I did when I was little, when I found out the British put milk in their tea, and I was like, let's see what this is. And I was like, not for me. Does not
Not for
speak to
me.
me. Now I'm grown now. Maybe I should try it again.
Right.
But it looks nice. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah,
It's a very lovely tan cup of tea I hook up. So respect it. But
I'm about to go make me some tea right now.
get your
Some
Earl Grey popping.
Lady Grey, because it's decaf.
Yeah. You how's the rest of your week? As I just talked to my friend now, y'all get to be a part of it.
Yeah. So my good Judy is flying in from the Bay tomorrow. Typically we do Christmas together, but I needed someone to hold my hand and cry while watching Wicked. So we both didn't know that it was coming out this week. When we planned, because it was like immediately after the trailer dropped and whatever football game that was, it said Thanksgiving. So we planned for Thanksgiving. We didn't know the movie was coming out a week ago. So I haven't seen it. She hasn't seen it. We're going to do that. And then my niece is coming down from New York City on Friday to spend the rest of the weekend with us.
Excellent.
So
Excellent.
what are y'all up to?
I have not a half day, but I get off early tomorrow. No work Thursday, of course. Get off early again Friday, but also Friday is record store day, and so I gotta slide out early in the morning from work. I'm just gonna take a real early lunch, slide up to the record store away from here because it's 2 records I want specifically, and I needs to get some shits. So I'm just going.
What do you got your eyes on?
Born Americans, Kids from Foreign on vinyl for the first time in like probably since '94.
Okay.
And there's a Bluey 7-inch. My kid Lee loves him some Bluey, and so I'm like, I always try to, if a Bluey record drop, I try to sneak it.
I know the children love the Bluey.
Have you watched Bluey?
No.
Look, I know, I know. You was a grown human being.
Wait, Bluey. So I had like the Reed was talking about it, and like something super sad happened. I think they moved or whatever. So I was trying to catch up, and then because I'm old, I forgot to tune back in to see the actual episode. But it was the couple of episodes I watched were really cute. I just forgot.
I cannot understand how such a little goofy show is so good, but
I need a little bit of that.
Yeah. So, yeah, he absolutely loves that show. And in fact, today, what came in the mail for him was a Bluey advent calendar. Because when we got an advent calendar years ago, and he just fell in love with them. And so,
advent calendars are incredible because no matter how shitty the day, you know you have a little treat to open.
Well, this particular one is full of Bluey toys, so I think he'll be very excited to run through 24 days worth of Bluey toys.
Sweet. That's very sweet.
I'm cooking everything Thursday. Vanessa's siblings and her dad, basically her dad's doing a Thanksgiving a day early, so she'll be over there tomorrow. And I'm like, I'm not going. She's like, you good? And I'm like, thank you. It's no disrespect. It's prep night. I do. That's when I'm gonna. It's when I bake pies. It's when I start getting other things prepared, and so it's not like Wednesday's just open for me before Thanksgiving. It's business to be handled that night.
Yeah.
So
I have to slide up there when Thanksgiving.
We cook. I'm saying, and my buddy was posted. It was like, hey man, I just realized it's gonna be the last Christmas before my kid go to college, and I was like, oh fuck, this is my last Christmas before my kid go to college.
Mm-hmm. Your baby at that.
So I'm already in a bit of a state. He got accepted to Cleveland State and is excited about it. But then Brandeis in Massachusetts was like, you can go for free.
I told him, I was like, I know this is your choice school, but keep your heart open for other opportunities, especially other places.
And so Massachusetts is lightweight, the California, the East Coast, and in their governance.
It's a great progressive place to be.
And I feel like I'd be safe there.
Yes,
And then-
especially because Ohio is tripping.
If these motherfuckers just get up and vote, but they won't, and so
Especially
I
at
cannot
like
fight
a
that fight.
liberal arts school. Oh, that's amazing. I'm
So,
very excited about
NPR put an article out the other day. If you have children that might be going to college sometime, all of a sudden 5 or 6 good colleges, big time colleges, like if you make X amount of money, if your parents make X amount of money, you can come here for free. And I was like, baby, I think you can go to that school for free. And if somebody gonna give you a private school education, I'm not saying it's better than a public school education. I'm just simply arguing that if somebody's gonna let you go to this school in another state
for free. No
For
out of
free?
state fees.
yeah,
It's a
then
crazy opportunity.
why would we not take the opportunity? So I'm working on. He is not unconvinced, so I'm like, I'm okay with that. But he's gonna take his ACTs next month anyway, and so I'm like, gonna knock that out. We're gonna get a good grade on that bad boy. We're gonna say we're gonna make this happen. We're gonna get you into the school. It's gonna be great. It's going to be great. So I'm excited about the possibility of that, and seeing if I can get him off. And if everything works like it should, I'm like, maybe we'll just drive over to up to Mass, let him see campus, get an idea, you know?
Especially right now during the fall. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go, people. That's what's going on in my life. Shared you a little bit of that. That's more Stage Crunchy and Milk, more What's the Tea than Crème Patisserie, but that's what you get sometimes from us, because that's what it gets down with.
Baby, I ain't turned on the What's the Tea microphone in so long. The only thing I know how to do is stay crunchy and milk crème patisserie.
It's what we do, people. That is, of course, Nick Jew. Our missing man is the 216 Zone Tatum. I am the Showstopper 13. Bake with us again next time, people. The finals. Very excited about that. And we'll do it again next time. Peace.
What happened to your ass? It used to be beautiful.